Hello YouTubes, this is Grimweird coming back at you with more Enigmatica 2 Expert Mod Pack playthrough action for Minecraft 1.12.2. Alrighty, I think it's about time to expand our nuclear reactor. What do you think? Let's go ahead and... So I went ahead and turned off the Tier 6 Void Miner. We've got a stupid amount of draconium in a very short amount of time. 100 blocks, 20,000 dust, 1,000 bricks, or ingots, I mean, and 12,000 ore. That was, I could easily get that in another 24 hours, so that was not a big deal. So we turned that bad boy off. I'm going to leave the personal beacon going. I think it's the tier 5 personal beacons running at about maybe 50,000-ish, 60,000-ish. Currently, we are only sporadically doing about 64 to 69,000 RF a tick that we are spending. The only things really running are my ME system, the personal beacon, which is the lion's share of that, and then we have a couple little things like this block placer, which is not using hardly anything, but so we should be fine. We should be more than fine. We've got this bad boy is still up and going and providing 60,000 RF per tick, so we're only going to be losing a few thousand per tick, and we've got a buff of 614 billion with the network itself having a buffer of, how much is that? I don't know, lots. 21 billion? Anyway, bottom line is we can take our reactor down and everything should be fine. So, not sure what the best way to dismantle this is, though. I guess we could just kill this block. Oh, that just feels wrong. Alright. So, yeah. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to take all this middle stuff out. We're going to take out this L shape here, and we're going to expand it out into that, and then we're going to recenter everything. So let's just get to it. So we're going to... I don't know how well my game sounds are coming through, but Saffron is excited about the idea. Dragons are loud. I did make us another big tank, another 1536 sized tank for more neutron fluid. So that's exciting. Whoa! I did not realize the plasma was liquid and stayed around. That's interesting. I wonder what one does to get rid of it. Alright, important safety tip. Well, okay. Oops, that's not it. Huh. Not quite sure what to do about this situation. I guess we take off. Hopefully there are source blocks. Are we not plugging that up? Oh wow, it ate the floor. Well, that's exciting. Hopefully it didn't damage any of my components. Alrighty then. Well, that was unexpected. I guess now we know what happens if this thing melts down. Alright, well, it looks like nothing was actually probably harmed. It's just a little startling. So, I guess what we need to do, presumably, now I don't know if I can do this without... Alright, so if we take it off there, if we take this top layer off, we should be able to destroy the source blocks. Before removing the rest of it. My dragon is being loud. Alright, so that should be all plugged up now. So if we do this, it should get rid of that nasty stuff. I love block reach. Okay. So let's see. Now hopefully we can safely dismantle this section of the ring. And, whoa, or not. We got you closed off. We should have you closed off. Up all the active coolers. I should raise this one when I rebuild it, just because then I can walk under it. That's something I sort of thought after I built it the first time. But that means taking apart the other side of the ring, which I'm already starting to think this project may take longer than I have a lot of time for. So maybe we won't. All right, so I need to cut it off about there. So that should now have all of that stuff ready to roll. So now can we break this? Please and thank you. Alright, so I think we are back in business. One side done. We'll go close this edge off and then we can vein mine the rest of that toroid piece. We better peel this back to, go ahead and peel it all the way back to there. Take this off. Vein mine that. Vein mine that. Guess I didn't have to take that off. But I'm probably going to want things placed differently anyway, so it's all good. So we want to take this part now. Hopefully safely. Alright, well that was the important safety tip so far is, yeah, you're, I thought that was, like a display. I didn't know, I thought it was, a pretty effect or a gas or something. I did not think it was a liquid that would light things on fire. Okay, so now vein mine, clean up my flux points. Almost done. Oh, take a divot out of the ceiling. I hate, oh, I actually dug lights out of the ceiling naturally. We will fix those later. Wait, that is right. Oh, the ceiling is made out of screen. Okay. Well, I'll fix that later. Let's see. So, now we've got... I got to go back and pull everything out of the ME system. Actually, I think it reaches over there now, but I'm not sure. So we went to electromagnets. So all of those were transparent, and all of my new ones are not transparent, which is going to look a little weird unless I completely pull things apart, which probably not going to do. That was sort of bad planning on my part, but oh well. Connectors, that's the other thing I need to pull. Okay. So now I'm going to pause a second. I sort of doodled this out on a piece of paper. I need to consult that. I can't remember what my new toroid radius is with this amount of electromagnets. I can't remember what the new diameter is. It comes out to somewhere around here, but I should double check that. So I'm going to pause the recording. I'm going to go calm Saffron down so she stops roaring at us. And then we'll come back and get this thing restarted. Be back in a second. Alrighty, so I decided to tear it all down. I really wanted to make it high enough that I could run under it. And I also sort of it's easier to just center everything if I just remove it and start over. So, it wasn't too hard once I realized what I needed to do and just vein mined it. So our new toroid size is going to be 9, so that's going to be 1, 2, that's 8 connectors, and then this is the start of the toroid for 9. And we're just going to do the building thing here. This will be the inner ring of our toroid. Oops. Oops, again. Should not be trying to do that at an angle, should I? Or that. I'm not the best builder. And I'm even a worse builder when I know I'm filming on myself. Alright, so we will grab those back. Electromagnets. And let's see, is this all going to work out size-wise? Yeah, we got room. It's almost like I planned this. Which I did, sort of. But, you know, things don't always work out the way you expect. Like, say, when you leave the power on and break it open and hot deuterium plasma spills everywhere. That was not according to plan. Alright, well, you guys don't want to watch me build this toroid. Hell, I don't want to watch me build this toroid because it ain't pretty. So I'm going to finish doing this, and then we'll see where we're at. And but you guys, I just wanted to give you guys a picture of where we're putting it. So this is how things are going to go. So I'm going to finish the toroid, and we'll spread out flux points everywhere. And see what we can do about getting this bad boy up and running. We got to put all of the input fuel and etc. back in place too. So I'll do a bit of construction here, and then probably the more interesting part, I'll walk through what we constructed, and then getting the thing to ignite. That's the key point that we got to watch for. So I'll be back in a second. Okay, so one of the things we had to keep an eye on was I had a feeling I would probably have to double my heavy water production. So I came over and looked at our barrel, and it is slowly counting down. So yeah, we are going to have to double this up, but that's okay. I already had all the materials ready to do that. So I didn't start building the room until I made sure, but now I am sure. So I hit go on the auto crafting, and we are ready to rock and roll. So we should have this ready to go. I got all the cards for it too. So these are mechanism pumps. And then what you want to do with them is, I like having all of the speeds in them. So we're going to shift right click on them and fill them full of 8 speeds. They will take 8 speeds, or I mean energy. And then we'll get the speeds in them. And then they also have to have a special filter, which has them picking up heavy water out of this. So yeah, okay, that one's got it. And 8 and 8. Then we're going to do the same for speed. Now, if it takes more than twice as much fuel, that will catch me a little short-sighted, but we can definitely expand this more. It won't take me very long, but that will sort of surprise me, and I'll have to go make some more pumps. And then the filter upgrade here, you can see it's like a sort of a special filter. It's not like a whitelist filter. It says a filter that separates heavy water from regular water. So that takes 1 each in the pumps. One of the reasons I'm doing this now is if you give these guys power before you put the filter in, then they already have like normal water in them, and I think that confuses them. So I read online when I was looking into this system that people recommended making sure you get the filters in before you power them up, just so that from the get-go they are doing heavy water instead of regular water, because then you don't have to try and empty them and fiddle with them and get the normal water out, and etc., etc. So we're just going to double check that. Then we'll go take a look at where our nuclear reactor is at. Last time I checked, shortly before starting work on this pool, it was already up to 1 million, but it was already starting to slow down. The higher the temperature gets, the slower the temperature rises. So yeah, so we want this to get up to 5825 before we turn on cooling. Let's see, we brought this guy active 20 minutes ago. So it took 20 minutes to get up to 1471, and it's probably going to slow as it rises. So we might not see that bad boy hit its optimal temperature until I get up in the morning. And I won't leave it running because I don't want it to do anything weird while I'm asleep. But all right, so now I'm getting rid of that. So I wanted to have them all pointed towards the middle like I did on this, so that I could send the power down the middle. That's why I was shooting them all towards a row of rock there. And what am I looking for? I'm looking for these bad boys. So these green squares down the middle are power. And what did I do? I think I just put... Oh wow, I'm still powering this off of a power cell. Cool. Go ahead and replace that. Alrighty. So do these guys have a juice now? Yes, and they're already pumping up heavy water. So this is what I'm talking about. It's like you sort of want to have the filter in place before you power them up. Otherwise, you'd go to turn your system. You'd go to like, go, okay, now I'll put the filter in, and we'd already be full of water. All right, so those are going good. And now we need to pipe the liquids. So those come out of the orange tops here. How did I do this over there? I just did it like a tuning fork kind of thing. That makes a certain amount of sense. Oops. So we'll do that. Whoa, getting carried away here. Then we will click on these bad boys, and we're going to extract always active. Extract always active, etc. I think there's some tool that you can use where you can click on one, pick up the settings, and then take it to others. But I haven't done anything complex enough that I've worried about that too much. So we now have our heavy water going into the system. Alrighty. So let's see, we've got did I speed up the extraction of these guys? I don't think I did, but let's double check. No. So how are we doing here? So this is full. So we are providing, this is my buffer tank going into the electrolyzer. So we are now providing stuff as fast or faster than, definitely, gosh darn it. I'll come back and fix all the decorations here after everything is stable. I may still have to expand this another few, but right now the limiting one is obviously my electrolyzer. So if we take a look at this, so we might try and see if we can get away with just jacking up. How are we doing here? We are still slowly losing deuterium. So I think what we can probably do is put maybe another 2-speed, 2-energy in here and get us back to normal. That's not a lot of speed upgrades for that electrolyzer. Whoops. What are those called? Upgrades, Nuclearcraft. Do I have some of those already? There is some energy ones. I don't think I have any speed ones. Oh, there they are. Is that them? That is them. So I'm going to guess that if we go up to about 6, we might find that we're gaining ground on our deuterium again. Still slowly losing ground. All right, let's try 7. I don't think you can have energy upgrades in excess of your speed upgrades. So I keep them balanced. And looking at the deuterium there, we are right about at parity, maybe slowly going down. So one more ought to do her. Bang and bang. Now I expect to see this going up. 2820, do I hear 2821? 2821, 2821, do I hear 2822? Yes, so we are slowly going up now. So now the question is, are we keeping up with our heavy water? And the answer appears to be yes. 2823. All right, so we're slowly going up in our buffer tank there. We are not coming down in our tank there, so I think we've got enough heavy water coming in. I think we've got enough deuterium going out. I see 2824. So we're in shape. We are in business. And I'll just double check on that after a while as things settle. I don't think this thing, does anything weird like spend more fuel the warmer it gets or the more it does its things. So now we're up to 1900 million. So that 1900, that's the number we're trying to get up to. If we take a look at our optimal temperature for deuterium, 5825. So I'm probably going to pause the video now and give this sucker, so it's now been 28 minutes since we turned this on. And our temperature is up around 1900. We want to let that get up to efficiency about 100 and temp a little over 5825, and then we'll turn some cooling on. So I'll pause the video here, check the runtime on this video. I'll probably start setting up. I pulled out my active coolers. I'll probably start placing them, but we won't want to turn those on until right after we hit optimal temperature. Because if you tune it, so if optimal temperature is 5825 and you turn this bad boy off at say 99% efficiency at like 5700 or 5600, it will take forever. And by turn off I mean balance out, put active cooling in place. It will take forever to reach 100%. In fact, my other one had been running for a long time and was still at 99% because I put the active cooling on probably about 10-15 minutes sooner than I should have. So we're going to let this bad boy go right above 5825, and then we will turn on the active cooling and let it come back down. So I'm going to pause the video here, and maybe I'll go work on decorating and finishing our deuterium room here. We went from 2822 to now 2834. So we are building back our deuterium and we're keeping up with the reactor. Our tank there is still full, so we are good to go here. So I'm going to decorate this room and flesh out the ceiling and the walls there, and that'll be that for this room. And then we're just waiting. We're just waiting to turn the active cooling on and get that balanced when this guy gets up to temperature. So we'll be back in a moment. And I just realized that the runtime is getting pretty long on this video. So we've got it all set up and it's good to go. So we're going to call this an episode here. And then next episode we will put our active cooling in place and take a look at the finished product and how much juice we're giving out. We're already up to 625,000 RF per tick at 17% efficiency. So I think it's going to be pretty good. So I'm signing off now. When we come back next time, I'll have this cleaned up and we will take a look at the active cooling. Bye for now.